Meanwhile, there is a new terror threat in Europe. It comes from the ISIS or the Islamic State. Their target is football, specifically the Champions League. It is Europe's biggest football competition, and it's on as we speak. The tournament has entered the quarter-final stage. 4 important matches are being played this week in 3 different cities. London and Paris are hosting 1 game each, and the third host is Madrid. 2 games will be played in Madrid. Now, the ISIS has threatened to strike all 4 venues. The threat was issued online. The games feature marquee teams like Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Manchester City, Arsenal and Bayern Munich. So the stadiums will be packed. Thousands of fans will show up to support their teams, which makes these matches high-profile targets. The warning from ISIS came on Monday. It was a social media post featuring the 4 venues where the games will be held. The post also had a picture of a man with a gun with the words, "Kill them all." But the organizers are undeterred. That's UEFA, the organizers, the Union of European Football Associations. They've decided that they will not cancel the games. All 3 cities have stepped up security. The French Interior Minister has spoken about it.
We have seen, among others, a statement from the Islamic State, which is particularly targeting stadiums. This is nothing new. Obviously, when it comes to important events like the Champions League for football, we have a discussion with our partners. This morning, we asked the General Director of Interior Security to communicate the information we have with other security services of the countries hosting the quarter-finals. For the game that will take place in Paris, the Prefect of Police, with whom I spoke very early this morning, has considerably reinforced the security resources.
The French in particular are vigilant because they've seen an attack in the past. 9 years ago, ISIS suicide bombers attacked a football game in France. It happened during a friendly match. France was playing Germany at Stade de France. The then president, François Hollande, was among the attendees. He was watching the game when the bombs went off. A total of 3 bombs were detonated. 2 explosions happened outside the stadium. The attackers arrived at different entrances wearing suicide vests. The third one blew himself up at a fast food joint close to the stadium. And this was just the beginning. Soon after these explosions, ISIS terrorists went on a shooting spree in Paris. They targeted a concert hall and multiple restaurants and bars. More than 130 people died that night. Now, once again, the ISIS is back, and it's threatening to strike high-profile targets again. Last month's attack has probably emboldened the group. Yes, I'm talking about the Moscow attack. In the month of March, they struck a concert hall near Moscow. Terrorists stormed the venue with automatic weapons. At least 60 people were killed. This was Russia's deadliest attack in decades. Islamic State Khorasan claimed responsibility for it. This is an ISIS affiliate based in Afghanistan. The attack in Russia underscored how tricky it is to deal with such threats. The ISIS has no centralized structure or command. It operates through faceless entities. Its members use the internet to recruit lone wolves, and they order strikes. So the next attack could come from anywhere. Just this week, the Americans said they neutralized one such threat. An 18-year-old was arrested in Idaho. His name is Alexander Mercurio. Reports say he had pledged loyalty to ISIS and he was planning to strike a number of churches in the U.S. using weapons like guns, explosives and knives. And that puts the U.S., Russia and Europe in the same bracket, really, struggling to contain the ISIS and equally vulnerable. We do hope the matches in Europe conclude without incident.